Am I audible now? So, good morning, one and all. Am I audible?
Sir.
Audible or not?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
what ma? Okay. So, in the last class, so we have seen one more kind of modulation, that is SSB. Okay. So, what is the equation of SSB? It has got this equation. So, what is that? M of t cos 2 pi f c t plus or minus m hat of t sin 2 pi f c t. So, we take plus if it is a upper side band, minus if it is a lower side band. Now, so this is the final method of generation of SSB. It is called phase shifting method. Now, so this is the demodulation of SSB. So before that, what is the bandwidth of SSB? Anyone? Anyone? What is the bandwidth of SSB?
W.
W. So that is nothing but bandwidth of your message signal. So, but in AM and DSBSC, the bandwidth was 2W.
2W.
Twice the bandwidth of message signal. Now, so SSB has got less power. I mean, less power as well as less bandwidth. Okay. So that is very good sign. Now, so now the problem with SSB was generation. I told you already. So to generate SSB, we need a filters with sharp cutoff frequencies, or we need ideal filters. Okay. So that is the problem of SSB. Now, so here let us go to the another aspect of SSB, that is a coherent demodulation. So as I told you, coherent demodulation of DSBSC already. What I told you there. So we take a transmitted signal, again multiply with locally generated carrier and pass through the low pass filter having a cutoff frequency of W. So same thing is being done here. Okay. So coherent demodulation of SSB. Now this is what we are transmitting. This is the equation of SSB. Okay, here I have taken S of t only. AC m of t cos 2 pi f c t plus or minus AC m hat of t sin 2 pi f c t. So plus for LSB, minus for USB. Okay, so this is the transmitted signal equation, or you can call this as a equation of SSB. Now that is what we are receiving at the receiver. Now this equation is again multiplied with local carrier cos 2 pi f c t, and the result product is passed through a low pass filter. Okay. Now what happens? So let us take y of t. This is y of t here. Okay. This is y of t. What is y of t? AC m of t cos square 2 pi f c t plus or minus AC m hat of t sin 2 pi f c t into cos 2 pi f c t. We are multiplying this term with what term? Cos 2 pi f c t. Okay. So that is the first part of demodulation. So what is that? We are multiplying S of t with cos 2 pi f c t. Okay. Now, so now what happens here? Cos square 2 pi fct we can write as, what we can write? 1 plus cos 4 pi fct by 2. I told you in the last class while discussing about demodulation of DSBSC. Correct? Now this is what you get finally. AC by 2 plus AC by 2 m of t cos 4 pi fct plus or minus AC by 2 m hat of t sin 4 pi fct. So it is also you can calculate. Okay. So what is this sin A cos A? So sin A 2 sin A cos A means sin 2A. Correct. Do you remember the formula? Sin A into 2 sin A cos A. What happens? Cos 2A. Sorry, sin 2A. So these are simple trigonometry. So if you pass this entire term with a low pass filter, what do you get? So this will be eliminated. This also eliminated because so they're having a higher frequency. What is the frequency of this term? 2fc. What is the frequency of this term? Again 2fc. But so the low pass filter cutoff frequency is only W. Correct? So that's why so these two terms will be eliminated. You're left with only AC by 2 m of t. So that is the final output. Okay. So the demodulation of SSB is similar to the demodulation of DSB-SC. What kind of demodulation? Coherent or synchronous demodulation. Okay. Now, so let us see what happens if there is a loss of phase synchronization. So we have discussed this aspect for DSB-SC also. What happened there? Can you tell me, anyone? So if there is a loss of phase synchronization, or if there is a phase error between local carrier and the modulating carrier, what happened there? So the output of demodulator was, what was that? AC by 2 m of t cos theta, where theta is a error in the phase. Okay. Now let us see what happens if there is an error in the phase of the two carriers. Now this is what we are receiving, S of t. Now here, what is the local carrier? Cos 2 pi fct plus some error phi. Now what do you get here output as? You get like this. AC by 2 m of t cos pi plus or minus AC by 2 m at of t sin pi. Okay. So you are getting some distortion here. Okay. Now in DSBSC, what do you got? You got only this term. If you remember properly, only this first term. Is it okay, all of you? AC by 2 m of t cos pi you got if there is a loss of phase synchronization in case of DSBSC. So in SSB, what are you getting? AC by 2 m of t cos pi plus or minus AC by 2 m hat of t sin pi. Why plus or minus? It depends upon which sideband you are transmitting. Okay. So we are taking all cases, all possible cases, whether you transmit upper sideband or lower sideband. So this is equation is sufficient, or this is sufficient. Okay. I am taking plus or minus because we have a flexibility of transmitting upper sideband or lower sideband, only one sideband. Okay. So I am doing all calculation for both sidebands. Okay. Now this is the output of the demodulator if there is a loss of phase synchronization. Okay. Now, so SSB is very sensitive to loss of phase synchronization. Okay. Why? Because not only cos phi, you are getting sin phi also. M hat of t sin pi. Okay. So it is somewhat distorted version of your necessity. Okay. So SSB is very sensitive to loss of phase synchronization as well as frequency synchronization. Okay. So that you must remember. So these are not required. So now, so let us go to one important aspect. So far so good. Any doubts? Please ask me now. Shall I proceed? Okay. Now, so let us go to this term. This is very, very important. So I have written in the box. Any passband signal x of t can be decomposed into the following form. Okay. What is the passband signal? Can you tell me? Anyone? I told you already. So it is something like band pass filter. Otherwise, yeah. So if you modulate a signal, if you modulate a baseband signal, it becomes passband signal. Okay. So passband signal is just like a band pass filter. Okay. Otherwise, if you modulate a baseband signal, it becomes passband signal. Now, if x of t is any modulated signal or a passband signal, that can be written in this form. What form? X I of t cos 2 pi f c t minus x q of t sin 2 pi f c t. Okay, here you can write plus or minus, that is not much important. So this is a form you need to remember. Any modulated signal or any passband signal can be written in this form: x I of t cos 2 pi f c t minus x q of t sin 2 pi f c t. Okay, let us see what is x of t. I told you already, it is a passband signal or modulated signal. Okay, what is xi of t? This is called in phase signal. What do xi of t call? I stands for what? In phase. So xi of t is called in phase signal. Okay, which is a baseband signal. You must remember this is very, very important. Okay, x of t is a passband signal, whereas xi of t is a baseband signal. Okay, or low pass signal. So xi of t is a low pass signal, x of t is a band pass signal or passband signal. Now what is xi of t is called? In phase signal. Now what is xq of t is called? Quadrature phase signal, which is also a baseband signal. Okay, now here, so please remember this equation: x of t equal to xi of t, it is called in phase signal, cos 2 pi f c t, minus xq of t, it is called quadrature phase signal, sin 2 pi f c t. Here x of t is a passband signal, whereas xi of t and xq of t are baseband signal. Okay, so that is the logic. Clear? Now, so let us take example of SSB. What is SSB equation? M of t cos 2 pi f c t plus or minus m hat of t sin 2 pi f c t. So compare these two equations. Okay. So here, what is the in phase component of this equation? Anyway, x SSB of t is a what signal? Passband signal, because it is a modulated signal. Correct? Now what is xi of t here? Compare these two.
M of t, sir.
M of t. Okay. So what is xq of t?
M hat of t.
M hat of t, plus or minus or plus m hat of t. Okay. M of t is what kind of signal? Baseband signal.
Baseband signal, message signal.
M hat of t also baseband signal.
Yes. But here, but
Okay. So you can clearly observe the equation that I just now told you. Okay. Not only this SSB, everything you can write in this form. Okay. Now, so now I will ask you, what is the in phase component and what is the quadrature phase component of DSBSC? Who will tell the answer? Okay. Now tell me, what is the in phase component and what is the quadrature phase component of DSBSC signal? So first of all, let us go to the DSBSC signal. Okay. Now tell me, anyone who will tell the answer? So in the same way, what is the in phase component and what is the quadrature phase component of AM, amplitude modulation? Anyone? Okay. So tell me AM first. Who will tell the answer? What is the in phase component and what is the quadrature phase component of amplitude modulated signal? So first of all, you must remember the AM signal equation and compare with this equation. Can you tell me? Okay, so what is the quadrature phase component? Just tell me now. So in AM, what is the quadrature phase component? Or what is the quadrature phase signal of AM? Who will tell me the answer? Anyone?
0.
It is 0, because in AM equation there is no sin 2 pi f c t term. Yes or not?
Yes,
In
sir.
the same way, DSBSC, what is the quadrature phase component? Still 0, because there also we don't have any term that is sin 2 pi f c t. So we have seen only cos 2 pi f c t. Correct? Okay.
Yes.
So you make a table. So in all three modulation technique, write down what is the in phase component and what is the quadrature phase component. Okay. So that is homework. Anyway, so remember, x of t is a band passband signal, xi of t, xq of t are baseband signal. Okay. Now xp of t equal to m of t plus j m hat of t is called complex pre-envelope of this SSB of t. Okay, so m of t plus j m hat of t. Okay, that is called complex free envelope. So for time being, just remember this concept. Okay, so we'll discuss this later, but just remember. So m of t plus j m of t is called complex envelope of the SSB signal. Okay, so this is a magnitude of complex envelope. Okay, now so let us go to the SSB in detail. So can you read it once? What you written there? SSB is well suited for transmission of speech signal because of energy gap that exists in the spectrum of speech signal between 0 and few hundred hertz. Okay. Now before that, so I told you something about frequency ranges of all basic modulating signals. Okay. So in the first class, we discussed various message signals and their frequency ranges. What are they?
Like
So
speech
let's
signal.
take speech or voice. What is the frequency range? Can
Uh,
anybody tell me the answer?
300 hertz to 3.5 kilohertz.
Yeah, 300 to some 3.3 kilohertz. Okay. Audio 20 to
20 to
20 hertz
20
to 20
kilohertz.
kilohertz. Video 0 to
0 to
4.5 megahertz.
4.5 gigahertz.
So as I told you, they are all only basic ones. So apart from that, we transmit so many signals. Okay, leave it. Now, so we have seen basically three types of message signals: audio, video, speech or voice. Data is a digital technique, so leave it. Okay. So in audio type of message signals, sorry, in analog type of message signals, we have video, audio, speech or voice. Correct? Now among three, which starts from zero? Video. Correct? But remaining two, they don't start from zero. So audio starts from 20 Hz, whereas speech starts from 300 Hz. Do you agree or not? Anyone? Yes or not?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so what I've written is, so speech, because there is an energy gap exists in the spectrum of speech signal between 0 to some few hundred hertz. Now this is the spectrum of speech signal. So it doesn't start from 0. It starts from where? 300 hertz. So there is a gap of from 0 to 300. How much gap is there? 300 hertz. We have energy gap of some 300 hertz in case of speech or voice signal. In case of audio, how much gap is there?
20 hertz.
20 hertz. In case of video, there is no gap
No.
because it starts from exactly 0. But I told you all are baseband signals. So baseband signal typically means they should start from very low frequencies. So they may start from 0 or they may start from some very small frequencies. Okay. Now, so we can exploit this property in case of SSB. How? Okay. Let us see. Now, this spectrum is modulated. This is the DSBSC of this spectrum. What is this? It is a DSBSC of this speech signal. What is DSBSC means? In the spectrum, what happened? DSBSC means? So,
Oh,
what is spectrum of
only-
DSBSC? What happens? Can you tell
Only
me?
bands. Only bands.
There is
No.
a translation to the FC and to the minus FC. So, if you remember properly, what is DSBSC? We multiply our message signal M of t with carrier C of t, M of t into C of t. So, what is M of t? Let us take M of t is a signal, C of t AC cos 2 pi FCT. What is spectrum I have written? AC by 2, M of F plus FC, capital M, plus M of F minus FC. That's what is the spectrum of the DSBSC. Do you remember or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now same thing I have done. What is spectrum tells us? Just shifting towards right side by FC and shifting towards left side by FC. That is what there in the spectrum. Okay. So in AM spectrum, extra. What was there? A carrier component at FC. So that was missing in case of DSBSC. Okay. Anyway, now I am shifting this towards FC, towards right side by FC. What do you get? So shift this to the right side. by FC. What do you get? This becomes FC minus 3.4 kilohertz, FC minus 300, FC plus 300, FC plus 3400. This is what you get. So this is being shifted towards right side by FC. Now this is shifting towards left side by FC. I'm not bothering about this left side, as I told you already. So that is not required for us. So let us take only on right side, which means only positive frequency side. Now this is a DS-BSC equation or DS-BSC spectrum of this speech signal. Any doubts? Is it okay, all of you?
Okay,
Hello.
sir. Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Now, so please remember. Now here this is upper sideband. This is lower sideband. Okay. Is it okay? Now, so here they do not meet each other. Upper sideband, lower sideband, they don't touch each other. Now they have a gap of how much? FC minus FC plus 300 to FC minus, how much gap is there? 600 gap. So we have a gap of 600 hertz between an upper sideband and a lower sideband. Okay. So in the previous example, so there is no gap between upper sideband and lower sideband. Why? What is the reason? I have taken the spectrum is starting from 0. Okay. So for understanding, so don't get confused. So I have taken spectrum like this. It starts from 0. Generally, I have taken an orbital spectrum which starts from 0. So if this is shifted towards left side, right side, this is what you get. So if this is the spectrum towards right side, so divide into half. So this becomes upper sideband, this becomes lower sideband. Okay. So otherwise, so yeah. So this is what I have taken. Okay. What is spectrum in this case? Original spectrum is starting from 0. This is spectrum I have taken. Okay. But here, so the spectrum is not starting from 0, but it is starting from some frequency 300 Hz. Okay. So you don't bother about the shape of the spectrum. I told you already, shape can be anything. I'm taking arbitrary shape. Okay. But so it is having a bandwidth of how much? I'm taking from 300 to 3400. I am not changing any frequency ranges. Did I? No. I'm taking the shape, something like this. So if you go back to the first slide, I have mentioned the frequency ranges of speech and speech or voice is what to what? 300 to 3400. I am not changing any frequency ranges. Please remember this. I have taken a shape like this. I can take any shape. Okay, there is no problem at all. So now this is spectrum. Left side also I have taken same spectrum. We should take same size or same shape to the left side also because of symmetry. Now, so I'm applying shifting towards right side by FC and towards left side by FC. So this is what I get. Here what I can observe is, so upper sideband and lower sideband, they don't meet each other. They maintain a gap of 600 Hz. Okay. Now what advantage? Anyone can tell me? Suppose if I want to get SSB from this, or if I want to isolate one sideband, what is the advantage I get? What kind of advantage do we have in this case of speech signal? Anyone? Think of it. So in the previous general case, so the lower sideband and upper sideband are meeting each other or they're touching each other. Correct. So they are not completely isolated in the frequency. Okay. Now what kind of advantage you have in this special case? Anyone?
We can easily separate SSB.
Yeah, very
and
good,
USB.
very good. So as I told you in the case of SSB has got very good power efficiency, very good bandwidth efficiency. The problem was generation. What generation? Filtering. Okay. So here I told you. Okay, let's go back to this SSB. There I told you we need a filters with a sharp cutoff frequency. See here. So this upper sideband, This is the lower sideband. So they are touching each other at FC. Clear? Now you want to separate one sideband, or if you want to remove one sideband, you need this filter. Filter should be having sharp edges, or it should be ideal filter. Here also ideal filter. If it is not ideal filter, what happens? You cannot separate them. You cannot isolate them. Do you agree or not? Okay. So here, so since there is no gap between upper sideband and lower sideband, you have to exactly cut here. You would exactly cut here. You need to cut here. So you can able to do so if and only if your spectrum is, your filter is like this. It should be like ideal filter, or it should be like having a sharp edges. Same thing happens here also. Okay, but here, so since in this case, so they are not meeting each other. Okay, so we have a gap of around 600 Hz. I don't need any ideal filters, because even though my filter is like this, no problem. I can able to isolate, or I can able to separate any one sideband just by using our practical filter. Okay. So this is what is written. Okay. Now, so this is a spectrum of what signal? Video signal.
Videos.
As I told you, so video signal start from 4.5
0
to
4.5.
some megahertz. It is not up to the scale. 0, it starts from 0, goes up to some 4.5 megahertz or 5 megahertz. Okay. So here I should have written kilohertz. Leave it. Now this is spectrum of video. Do you appreciate it or not? Okay. So it is C. This is like this. Spectrum is like this. Okay. Same thing I have written for negative side. You don't confuse between the shape of the spectrum. Shape doesn't matter. This shape also arbitrary shape I have taken. It can be of any shape. You must take into consideration of what frequency I am asking. Here I have taken from 0 to 5000 kilohertz. So 5000 kilohertz means 5 megahertz. Okay. So this is what the frequency of voice signal. Video signal. Shape is like this. Shape is right angle triangle. You can assume like this. So there is same shape in the negative side also. Okay. So you give the importance to the frequencies, not the shape. Am I okay with this? Okay. So if shift this towards right side by FC, so left side by FC, what do you get? Just now I have shown you in the last classes. Okay. So any doubts here? Please. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Okay. So if there are no doubts, let us proceed. Anyone? Hello. Okay. So that is the advantage we have. Okay. Now what I can say is, what you can say? So in case of SSB, what is the most suitable message signal?
Speech, sir.
Speech signal or voice signal.
Voice.
Okay. So that is the most suited. Why? Because there we don't need ideal filters. So filter can be like this. It can be like this. Okay. So we don't need ideal filters in that case. Okay. Now the problem of having ideal filters will be eliminated if you transmit speech or voice signal. Okay. So SSB is suited for that. Audio also okay. Audio also correct. Why? Because in audio, how much gap will be there? Can you tell me? Anyone?
40
In case
40.
of audio, how much gap you get between upper
40
sideband and
hertz.
lower sideband? How much?
40 hertz.
How much you get? Correct. Tell me. How much?
40 hertz, sir.
40 hertz. Why? Because so it starts from 20. No. See here it starts from 300. You got how much gap? 600.
600.
So it starts from 20. So you get gap of 40.
40.
So 40 gap may not be that sufficient, but anyway, 600 gap is enough to
Yes.
design a normal filter or practical filter. Okay. So that is the advantage of transmitting the speech or speech signal by using SSB. Okay. Now from now onwards, we see for what kind of message signal, what is a suitable modulation technique. Okay. So for audio, what is suitable modulation? For video, what is suitable modulation? All those things we'll discuss. Okay. So from now onwards, we'll discuss for what kind of message signal, what is a suitable modulation technique. Okay. Now, because our message signals have got some peculiar advantages. That's why. So for some kind of message signal, some modulation techniques are very, very suitable. Okay. Now, so this is about SSB. Now, so let us go to the last kind of modulation, that is called vestigial sideband modulation. Okay. So vestigial means some small portion. So that is the dictionary meaning is some small portion. Okay. Now, so it is the last kind of modulation, vestigial sideband modulation. So let us recall. So till now we have discussed three varieties of modulations. What are they? Amplitude modulation. You can also call it as double sideband modulation. In that case, so in the spectrum, so we had three major components. What were they? They were carrier at Fc, or I can say pure carrier at Fc, and one upper sideband and one lower sideband. So next was DSB-SC, double sideband suppressed carrier. So in that, the spectrum contains only two major components. They are upper sideband and lower sideband. So there is no carrier. Okay, that is being suppressed. Okay. Now in the latest one, SSB. So in the spectrum, you have only one sideband. Either we transmit upper sideband or we transmit lower sideband. So why do we transmit only upper sideband or only lower sideband means? So both contain same information. So it is enough to transmit only one sideband. Okay. Now we have removed the pure carrier in case of DSB-SC. Why? Because the carrier does not carry any information at all. Okay. So this was a summary of all three varieties of modulation technique. Now let us go to the last kind of modulation technique, that is a vestigial sideband modulation. Here vestige means a small portion. Now as I told you, so we have a problem of filters in case of SSB. Okay. Generally there is a problem, correct? Okay. So this problem is not there if it is a speech signal anyway. But let us discuss in general. So in SSB, what is the problem? We need a filter with sharp edges. Okay. What a problem? So it is very challenging to design filters with sharp cutoffs. That's the problem of SSB. That is the general problem I'm talking about. Okay. Now, so here, so yeah, always there will be a transition bands in filters. There will be a transition bands. How? Like this. Okay. Now, so this is what kind of filter? High pass filter. You might have known already. So this is a cutoff frequency of high pass filter. How much? Fc. Ideally, it should be like this. This sharp edges should be there. This is ideal filter. But practically, what happens? You might have seen in the labs also. Practically, they have some transition bands like this, or they have a roll off. What is called as roll off? So they have some kind of roll offs here also. I have colored it. I have shown in the colors. This is a roll off. Okay. So this is how our practical filters will be. Okay. Now they have some transition from 1 to 0. It is 1. It is 1 going to 0. Okay. Same thing. It is 1 coming to 0. Okay. So it is called roll off, or you might have heard term called gradual roll off. Okay. Now this is how our practical filters will be. I have drawn for high pass. You can draw for any kind of filters, practical filters. Okay. So they may not having some sharp cutoffs. They have some gradual cutoffs. Okay. This is about practical filters. You might understood now. So why there is advantage? So sharp means it will be like this exactly. Okay. So ideal means it should be like this. So if it is not ideal means what happens? It goes like this. So even though it is having some roll off here, no problem. Why? Because there is no information is there between this 600 gap. Nothing is there. Here it is empty. Nothing is there here. Even though your filter is rolling off like this, no problem. Correct? So you might have understood now at least. Correct or not? Okay. Now, so now here, so that is about practical filter. I have drawn only low high pass filter there. You can draw any kind of filter there. Now, so we use, please remember in VSB, we use only our practical or non-ideal filters. We don't need ideal filters here. So that is the advantage of VSB. Okay. Now in VSB, what we transmit? This is the spectrum I'm taking. See, this is the arbitrary spectrum. Okay. So starting from 0. Okay. Now we're having a bandwidth of W. Correct. Now, so this is a VSB spectrum. Now in VSB, what we transmit? Okay. Here we transmit almost one full sideband. Okay. In VSB, we transmit almost one full sideband. It can be any sideband, upper sideband or lower sideband. Almost we transmit one full sideband, and not only that, we transmit vestige of other sideband. Vestige means some small portion. You can see clearly. Okay. In VSB, we transmit one full sideband. Okay. Almost one full sideband, and along with that, we transmit some portion of other sideband also. Okay. Now it is not SSB, somewhat different from SSB. In SSB, we are transmitting only one sideband, either upper sideband or lower sideband. In this case, we are almost transmitting one full sideband, and along with that, we are transmitting some vestige or some portion of other sideband also. Okay. Or in detail, I can say like this. So we transmit full USB upper sideband, and also we transmit some portion or some part of the lower sideband also. Okay. Now this is called vestigial sideband modulation. As I told you, vestige means some small portion. So here we are transmitting some small portion of other sideband also. That's why it is called vestigial sideband modulation. Okay. Now here I can say like this. So you can transmit almost an upper sideband, and along with that, we transmit some small part of the lower sideband. Or you can also say we can transmit lower sideband and some portion of upper sideband. Okay. So that is the definition of vestigial sideband modulation. So it is different from SSB. Please make a note of this. Here we transmit almost one full sideband, and not only that, we transmit some portion of other sideband. Okay. So that is called vestige. This is called vestige. Okay. Now obviously, so the bandwidth will be slightly more than the bandwidth of SSB. Okay. Why? Because we are transmitting some small portion of other sideband. Okay. How much is more? FV. What is FV? It's the bandwidth of vestige. Okay. So it's a vestigial bandwidth. Now what is the total bandwidth required? So here you can see. So here what is the bandwidth of this upper sideband? W. You know already. Plus. So what is the bandwidth of this small portion? FV. Sorry. FV. So the total bandwidth of transmission here is W plus FV. Okay. So here complexity of implementation is less. Why? Because why? The reason is this is enough for us. Okay. Here, so we can implement VSB just by using non-ideal filters or practical filters. Okay. Here we don't need filters with sharp cutoffs. So filters with roll off is enough for us. Okay, so you can clearly see here. So suppose, so here you see this filter. So why are getting this portion? Can you tell me? Where are getting this portion? You're getting this small portion of other sideband because of what reason? This roll off. So you can see here. Suppose there is a spectrum. Okay, let us check. There is a two sidebands are there. So if you pass through these kind of filters, what happens? So because of this roll off, am I clear? It is outside of FC. Okay, so this portion is outside of FC. Okay, this portion is to the other side of FC. Now that's why you get some portion to the outside of FC. So this portion you get because of what reason? Because of this transition. Am I clear or not? Okay. So had not been there is no transition, what would happen? This wouldn't have been present. This will not present. Okay. Suppose if it is a sharp filter like this, if it is sharp filter at FC, it is having a sharp edges at FC. What would have happened? You would have got like this. So this wouldn't have been present. Am I okay or not? Okay. So since here we are going with a normal filters having some roll-ups, so you're getting this small portion of other sideband. So that small portion is called vestige. That is the general meaning of vestige. So that's what is called a vestigial sideband modulation. So the only problem is here you need a little bit more bandwidth, little bit more power compared to the SSB. Correct? So slightly more bandwidth. You might have seen already. Slightly more, not that more, slightly more. Okay. But so what advantage? You can go with normal filters, which is which are very simple to design. Whereas in SSB, I told you already. So we need a sharp filters. So that is very, very challenging to design filters with sharp edges. Okay. So now, so far so good. Any doubts? Please ask me now. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now.
Sir, efficiency will remain same.
What efficiency? See,
Power.
so efficiency means power efficiency and bandwidth efficiency. Both should be there. Okay, so
Power.
suppose, yeah, power, see, obviously you're transmitting little bit more, no? It is not that efficient. See, efficiency means if you compare with AM and DSBS, it is more. Okay,
Yes, sir.
see, you observe the spectrums, first of all. In AM, you're transmitting one carrier, two sidebands. Whereas
Yes.
DSBSC, you're transmitting two sidebands. In SSB, you're transmitting one sideband. In VSB, we are transmitting one sideband and some small portion of other sideband. Okay. So if I want to order the efficiency of power, so SSB has got more power efficiency. Then what is the next? Power efficiency will be 100%. So not like that. More power. Let us take. Which needs more power? So first of all, AM needs more power. Next, DSBSC. Okay. Next, VSB. Next, SSB. Am I okay? You observe the spectrums. So in SSB, you're transmitting only one sideband. Only one sideband. Okay. Now in VSB, you're transmitting one sideband and little bit of other sideband. Obviously, so it has got some more. We need some more power compared to the SSB. So see, comparison should be done for all four techniques. Okay. So I cannot tell you this is more or that is more. You just compare. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. You take the spectrum, you observe the differences. You'll come to know. Okay. Now, but so when it comes to power efficiency, it is 100%. See, power efficiency is nothing but how much power is useful. Okay. It is not about how much you're transmitting. What is the power efficiency formula? Useful power by total power. Okay. So that is a ratio. So here we are not wasting any power actually. Okay. So everything useful power only. Okay. Now, so let us go to some properties of VSB. Okay. Now, so how to generate VSB? So how to generate SSB? I told you there are two methods, but what is the first method I told you? First we generate DSBSC, and then we do filtering. Okay. So, okay, if you forgot, let us go to the generation of SSB. So you might have remembered already, but anyway, so let us go to this. So this is the generation of SSB. I told you in the last class. How we are generating? So this is one method. First we are generating DSBSC, okay, and then we are using filtering. This filter should be how the filter should be generally ideal. Generally ideal. Okay. Now, so this is what is generation of DSSB. Okay, it is called frequency discrimination method. Okay. Now let us go to generation of VSB. It is also same way. The only difference is what the difference? Can you tell me? The filters need not be ideal. Okay. So the generation of modulator of VSB means generator of VSB only. So this is the what it generates? DSBSC only. Yes or not? What happened here? M of t is being multiplied with C of t. So that's nothing but what generation? DSBSC. Next filtering. But here I am not using any ideal filter. What kind of filter is this? Non-ideal high pass filter. Means how the filter is? Like this. Non-ideal high pass filter H of f. That is enough for us. Okay. So that will do our job. Okay. This is very simple to design. Okay. Because it is not ideal. Otherwise, it is a practical filter. Okay. Now, so it is called sideband shaping filter. Okay. Anyway, now, so let us go to the properties. This is very, very important. So now here, what is the output? What is the output? Generally, output is M of t into C of t, M of t into C of t, and that is given to the filter. You assume it is a system. Okay. You assume non-ideal high pass filter as a system. It is a system having impulse response what? H of t. Okay. Now to the system, what is the input? M of t into C of t. Now what is the output? M of t into C of t, convolution H of t. Okay. So the system is what system is this now? Non-ideal high pass filter with a impulse response H of t. What a frequency response? Like this. Okay, I've written non-ideal high pass filter having Fourier transform, otherwise you can say H of f. So this is a Fourier transform of the signal is H of f like this. Magnitude spectrum you can take. Okay. So here, yeah. So M of t, C of t, convolution H of t. So if you go to the Fourier transform, what happens? M of t, C of t. So let us go to M of t cos 2 pi f c t. Fourier transform is what? Half of M of f plus fc plus M of f minus fc. I have told you so many times. Okay. So now what is the spectrum of this signal? So go to the convolution property. Go to the convolution property. What happens? Here it is convolution. Here it should be multiplication. So this into H of t Fourier transform is what? H of f. What is H of f? So I shown you just now. What is H of f? High pass filter. So I am taking high pass filter. It can be low pass filter also. I hope you understood this now. It depends upon what sidebands you are transmitting. Okay. See, I told you here. I have shown I am transmitting almost one upper sideband along with some portion of the lower sideband. It can be reverse also, which means you can transmit one full lower sideband and some portion of upper sideband. Both are all right. Okay. It can be anything. Okay. So, but here I am taking only one example because both are same. So, without wasting much time, so let us take this only one example where I am transmitting almost one upper sideband and along with that some small part of lower sideband that is also being transmitted. Okay. So this is about the spectrum of output. I am not drawing, just I am showing mathematically. So far so good. Yes or not? Okay. So this is a generation. So what is demodulation? Again, so demodulation of VSB also. What kind of demodulation is this? Can you tell me anyone? What it is called? Coherent demodulation. Okay. So the received signal will be again multiplied with local carrier and again passed to the low pass filter. I have taken same scheme. There is no difference. Okay. Let us see what happens. So output is what is the output of this product modulator? X of t into C of t. Okay,
R of
so
t.
I think, sorry. Yeah, you see, let us take low pass filter. Then R of t is, sorry, I think I have done mistake here.
Yes, sir.
What is R of t? It should be product, right? Okay. Now, so R of t is R of f. Okay. Then R of f is like this. So substituting x of f, we get like this. So this is what happens finally. Okay. So finally, this is what you get. Okay. So this is the output of R of f. This is what R of f is. Okay. Now, so if you okay, this is R of f. Okay. So if you pass through low pass filter, what happens? So this R of f, observe very clearly. So it's a big equation. Just observe properly, all of you.
2 FC components will remain.
Yeah. So m of f minus 2fc into h of f minus fc. So this will be eliminated by this low pass filter. Okay. So what do you remain? What is remain after low pass filter is this much. What it remains? This much. Okay. So you can go these calculations later. So this is what you get finally. Okay. So you can do calculations by using properties of S and S. Okay. So this is what you get finally. So this is the output of low pass filter. What do you got? 1 by 4 m of f h of f minus fc plus m of f h of f plus fc. Okay. Now this is what finally the output of your demodulator. Okay. So the output of this demodulator is what? This much. 1 by 4 m of f into bracket h of f minus fc plus h of f plus fc. Now, so for proper demodulation, first of all, what should be the proper output of demodulator? Actually, what is the output of demodulation should be? Anyone?
Message signals.
Message signal. Okay, so that is called demodulation. So what is demodulation? It's a proper, it's a process of recovering our message signal. Okay, here, so we have message signal 1 by 4 m of f. Along with that, we have some other term. What is the term? H of f minus fc plus h of f plus fc. Okay, so for proper demodulation, this must be a constant. Let us take 1. For example, it is take 1. Okay, so if it is 1, what output will be? 1 by 4 m of f. Why? Because if this is 1, for example, it should be constant, but if it is 1, let us take ideally, if this term is 1, let us take. What is R of f will be now? 1 by 4 m of f. Now output will be proportional to m of t. Okay. So for proper demodulation, here we need a one condition. What condition? F of f minus fc plus f of f plus fc, there should be a constant. If it is 1, it is good. If it is 1, it is very good. But at least it should be a constant. Why? Because if this is a constant, what happens now? Output of demodulator will be proportional to m of f. There won't be any distortion. Are you with me or not? So if this is constant, then only we get a proper output. Okay, so that is one of the important properties of VSB. So here, this is what we need. So what is H of F? It is called sideband shaping filter, which is non-ideal. In this case, I have taken high pass filter. It is called VSB filter also. VSB filter must satisfy H of F minus Fc plus H of F plus Fc should be equal to 1 for minus W between minus W to plus W. Okay, which means, so here, so this filter, the filter we are talking about is this filter, H of F. So here in VSB, we can design that VSB by using non-ideal filters. That is very good. but it is non-ideal along with some conditions to be satisfied. This filter need to satisfy one condition. What condition is that? This is h of f. Okay, h of f minus fc plus h of f plus fc should be a constant. That is also very important. Which means you design a practical filter, correct, having satisfied one condition. What condition? You design a practical or non-ideal filter by satisfying this condition. You must design like this only. So that is one of the drawbacks of VSB. In VSB, we need normal filters. That is correct. Normal filters, but with some condition. The filter need to satisfy this condition. If not satisfied, that does not give a proper output at the demodulator. That is also very important. Okay. So here I can say finally I can say that we need a normal filters having some roll-ups. That is very good thing. But at the same time, it has satisfied one condition. What is that? H of f minus fc plus h of f plus fc should be equal to 1. What does that mean? First of all, can you analyze that? What do you mean by h of f minus fc plus h of f plus fc? What do you mean by that? Anyone? So you after the class you do one thing. Draw this figure. Okay. So shift towards right side by fc and shift towards left side by fc. Okay. Observe this. What happens if f of f minus fc plus f of f plus fc equal to 1 means what? You must tell me in the next class. Is it okay? Okay. Now that is about vestigial sideband modulation. Okay. Now can you tell me, so which signal is most suited for VSB? Which message signal is most suited for VSB? We'll tell the answer.
That is
Fast.
audio, sir.
Why audio?
Because only 40 hertz. No, sir.
Okay, but okay, you can think of something else. What about video? Video doesn't have any difference, no? I mean, so let me go back. I told you just now, no? Here, it doesn't have any gap. Correct.
Yes, sir.
This is most suited. Okay, audio also may be correct, but this is most suited because so it can never be modulated by using SSB. Agreed or not?
Yes, sir.
Because if it is like this, obviously you need ideal filters. There is no other way. Correct? So for videos, VSB is the most suited modulation technique. Okay? You can ask me, what about AM and DSBSC? Are they not suited? Are they not suited? Yes, they are suited. But, so the problem is, what problem? Can you tell me? Anyone?
Complete information is not there.
It will be there. See, so every modulation need to transmit entire information. If not transmitting means it is not a modulation, right?
Yes.
See, whatever modulation you take, it will be transmitting all information. There is no doubt about it. That is not correct concept. Correct. See, so if it is not transmitting all information, then what is the purpose of studying all these things? Oh, okay. So that is not correct. See, always I told you one important thing. Always we try to minimize power and bandwidth because they are resources. Okay. So we should look for better low complexity. It should be very easy to design. Okay, these are the aspects. You look for more power efficiency, less bandwidth, less complexity. While designing any modulator, you must look for these aspects. What are they? More power efficiency, less bandwidth, less complexity, or it should be simple. Okay. In that scenario, in that aspect, So yes, you can transmit a video using AM and DSBS also, but they need more bandwidth. How much bandwidth they need? 2W, which means suppose if it is 5 megahertz bandwidth is there. So if you transmit using AM, they required 5 into 2. How much? 10 megahertz bandwidth is required. That is a huge amount. Don't you think so? Agreed or not? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And more or less, it gives you very poor power efficiency. So if you go to DSBS also, even though it is having power efficiency, good power efficiency, but still it takes more bandwidth. Why is the message bandwidth? That means, so if you transmit this video using DSBC, you need 10 megahertz. That is very huge bandwidth. But so if we go for SSB, we cannot go for SSB because it is very difficult to separate or isolate upper sideband, lower sideband. But in SSB, it is having among all techniques, it uses minimum bandwidth. How much minimum? So 5 megahertz with some bandwidth FC. I hope you are getting. Yes or not?
Yes, sir.
So if you transmit using VSB, if it is video signal, you may require W bandwidth, that is 5 megahertz, let us take, plus some more bandwidth, maybe 1 megahertz, let us take. Maybe 6 megahertz you can transmit. And moreover, so our video is having no gap. In that scenario, so these kind of filters, these kind of techniques is most suitable. Don't you agree so? Agreed or not? Okay.
Yes.
So like this, you must look for what message signal, what is the suitable modulation technique. Okay. You must take into consideration of how much power is we are using, how much bandwidth we are using, what is the complexity of designing. All those things you keep in mind. Then you decide. So for what message, what is the best suited modulation technique. Okay. Okay, so far we can say that for video, VSB is most suited. For speech, what is the most suited? SSB. Why? Why? Because it has got some gap between two sidebands. So then it is very easy to design. Implementation will be easy. Okay. Okay. So you look all those aspects later. So we are running out of time. Finally, so I'll conclude by saying this. So give me 1 minute. Okay, finally, these are all various kinds of amplitude modulations. What are they? DSB-AM, DSB-SC, SSB, VSB. We discussed all in detail, more or less. Okay, all are called linear modulation techniques. Why? You find out why they are called a linear modulation technique. Okay, so this is about one aspect of modulations. That is called amplitude modulation. In that only these are various kinds. DSBSC, DSB-AM means AM, DSBSC, SSB, VSB. So these are 4 varieties of amplitude modulations, and they're all called linear modulations. Why they're called linear? You find out. Okay. So one more thing. Today I will post one assignment. So you must submit this on Monday. Okay. So right. So thank you so much. We stop here.